back to zonal marking. And finally, I can congratulate you all that football is back. Over the weekend we had great opportunities to watch some Bundesliga games.
And before we talk about the Bundesliga games, I want to tell you about Paulo Dybala. He extended his contract with Juventus until 2025.
Yeah, I think that's great news for Juventus fans. Moving on, so let's talk about Dortmund and Schalke game. Dortmund won 4-0 against Schalke.
It was a really good game, and Erling Haaland, again, he scored the first goal, and Dortmund won 4-0 that game. Schalke didn't look ready. Dortmund looked like they were a great team, which they are.
Yeah, Dortmund played a very good attacking football. Rafael Guerreiro was the best in this match. He became the man of the match. He scored twice and gave an assist. And there, in the first goal, the setup for the first goal, Brandt played a very good ball to Hakimi. Then Hakimi crossed the ball and Haaland scored it.
And Hakimi showed an outstanding work rate that game because he was just running from box to box. He's a great left winger and a left back, as we know, so he can do both defend and attack.
Yeah, I don't think Schalke played too bad, but Dortmund they dominated this match.
Yep.
I also would like to talk about RB Leipzig played Freiburg at home, in the Red Bull Arena. That game ended as a 1-1 draw.
And Freiburg also scored another goal that got cancelled, so they could have won. But Leipzig looked like the better team. They had a lot of chances, but as it usually happens to RB Leipzig, they didn't take the chances, and that might be because Timo Werner wasn't playing as much of an attacking role as he usually does. He had to use his pace to make runs, get the ball, and then pass it on to Poulsen, who didn't always score.
Yeah, and as we said, Freiburg's goal got cancelled in the last minute.
Yep.
Hoffenheim lost 0-3 at home to Hertha. Düsseldorf and Paderborn ended 0-0 draw, and Wolfsburg beat away Augsburg 2-1. Another game that we would like to discuss is Eintracht Frankfurt played Borussia Mönchengladbach at home. Mönchengladbach managed to win 3-1 away, and Mönchengladbach, they won. It was a very good win for them. They are in the title race right now.
Yes, and I think Eintracht Frankfurt is having great problems compared to last season, which is probably because they sold a lot of their best attacking players like Ante Rebic, Haller, and also Jovic. They were all their three main forwards, and now they're gone. So they're depending on the other players that are left or new players that aren't as good as them. But also it was hard for them to score to Borussia Mönchengladbach because they have a great goalkeeper, Jan Sommer, who's been performing really well consistently every season. And statistically, he's the best goalkeeper in Bundesliga right now.
Yeah, if you follow his statistics compared to other goalkeepers, he's the best performer as a goalkeeper in the Bundesliga. And I think Eintracht Frankfurt started playing better by the end of the match. They started having a very good moment, but again they couldn't score. They managed to score one goal, but that wasn't enough to beat Borussia Mönchengladbach. Another game that happened yesterday was Union Berlin played Bayern Munich at home. Of course, as we all expected, Bayern Munich won 2-0. Lewandowski scored from penalty, and then by the end of the match, Pavard scored a header from corner. Today we have another game, Bayer Leverkusen playing Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen are in the 17th place right now. They have 18 points, and Bayer Leverkusen, they're in the 5th place with 47 points. Bayer Leverkusen, they're contenders for the Champions League football for next season.
I think this should be an easy win for Bayern Leverkusen because they're at a way higher level compared to Werder Bremen, and I think it's going to be around maybe 3-1 the score, because Bayer Leverkusen have great players, and now that you mentioned them playing in the Champions League potentially, I think they're not going to have too many problems, because even actually if they sell Kai Havertz, it's going to be for a high price, and they can bring in a lot of young talent or already established good players, and they already have a lot of good players that are established and some young players like Paulinho, Diaby, and they have Nadiem Amri. They also have Jonathan Tah, who are all great young players.
Yeah, there are a lot of good players, very good quality squad. And as we know, as we mentioned in the beginning of the video, Leipzig played a draw with Freiburg. Now they have 51 points, and Leverkusen has 47 points right now. So if Bayer Leverkusen win against Werder today, they will be in the Champions League race again.
Against RB Leipzig.
Yeah, and my prediction for this Bayer Leverkusen and Werder Bremen match is that Bayer will win 3-0. I think Werder will not score today.
I think Werder is definitely a team capable of scoring because even though they're in the 17th place, they have some good attacking players.
Yeah, I mean, that squad, I don't think they deserve the 17th place actually. They have good players, but I think Bayer will win 3-0, period.
And today we have some unpopular football opinions that I want to talk about, and the first one is that the EPL deserves 5 Champions League spots.
Yeah, I don't agree with EPL having 5th team in the Champions League. I mean, EPL is a great league, the best league in the world, but I don't want to see 5 English teams in the Champions League.
I see why it makes sense because they have a lot of strong teams. For example, because Chelsea is 4th and they have Manchester United as 5th. So it'd be interesting to see Manchester United also make it, but then that would make it more interesting for the smaller teams. For example, Wolves is right behind Manchester United, and they have Sheffield, also a strong team, right behind Wolves.
And then Tottenham are behind in 8th place.
And then Arsenal is 9th, which is kind of humiliating for Arsenal fans this season. But it would definitely make the EPL even more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, right now, already 4 teams, English teams in the Champions League. 4 from Italy, 4 from Spain, 2 from Holland, 1 from Russia,
and 3 from France.
3 from France, and then 1 from Turkey. So right now everything is well balanced. I don't think it will make sense having 5 English teams in the Champions League.
But I think if they put a 5th English team, that means they're gonna have to balance out from other leagues and add more.
Yeah.
Which might be a good thing for football because.
But again, I mean, it's kind of not fair. Why 5 English teams when they can make it? I mean, put another from another country, from like for example from Holland. It's a very good league. Right now they have Ajax and PSV. Why not include a 3rd team?
And another opinion. This is an opinion of mine. I think that a team that has the best players of the age 21 and under is very well capable of winning the Champions League. And for example, that team would be using a 4-3-3 formation, let's say. In goal, we would have Gianluigi Donnarumma. We'll have Alphonso Davies as left back, Matthijs de Ligt as the center back. The second center back will be Dayot Upamecano. And then the right back position is where I had a hard time because you can either have Trent Alexander-Arnold or Achraf Hakimi.
I would pick Hakimi.
I would definitely pick Hakimi too. Maybe I'm being biased a little bit, me being a Real Madrid fan. But Trent is also a great player that deserves
I'm
credit.
not a Real Madrid fan, but I would pick Hakimi.
Yeah, but then for the midfield, we have Valverde and Aouar as the 2 center mids. Both are really good center mids who can both attack and defend. And then as the attacking midfielder, we would have Kai Havertz, who's a great playmaker who can also score goals. And then as the right wing position, we would have Jadon Sancho. And then the left wing position, we would have Mbappe, arguably possibly the top 3 best footballers in the world, and then as the striker we would have Erling Haaland.
Yeah, it is very tough to argue with this team not winning a Champions League. I mean, this team of course can win a Champions League.
The only argument that someone might have is that the better experienced players will probably take over, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the only thing that I can also think of. And I mean, this team also needs a good coach. If I was gonna pick a coach, I was gonna just pick another young coach, Julian Nagelsmann.
He's a great coach who would probably do good with a team such as this, especially with a lot of the players being from the Bundesliga.
Yeah, attacking young players, they would fit his football style.
Yes, or maybe Jurgen Klopp, who's also a really...
Yeah, again, 2 German coaches, yeah.
Yep. Thank you for watching another great video from Zonal Marking, and please subscribe, guys, leave a like and a comment. And we appreciate the support that you guys give to us. Thank you for watching this video.
Have a great day. Thank you. Goodbye.